Welcome back to Golf Center. We figured the beginning of 2014 would be a good time to start right at the beginning of your golf game, Bob. So today we're going to have all our viewers make sure they know the best way to not only have the club properly in their hands when they grip it, but a couple different ways to work on their strength and speed in their hands so they can get a little more club head speed, hit the ball a little bit farther this year.
I thought you were going to start the year with how to make a tee time before we even did any of that, but no.
You go to golfnow.com to do that or call the course.
Yeah.
That's easy enough.
All right.
Okay, so let's start off first of all with making sure that everybody understands there are a couple different ways to hold the club. Now, we're not going to get into something a little bit more radical like we used to see Charlie Owens years ago play on the Champions Tour when he played with a reverse grip. But when we hold the golf club, we really have three different ways we can do it, okay? We can either use a 10-finger grip where all of our fingers are on the club. We can use an interlocking grip. Jack Nicklaus and Tiger have employed that. Or an overlapping grip. Jim Furyk actually does a double overlap where the last two fingers in his right hand actually overlap. But for most, we either go with an overlap, an interlock, or the 10-finger. So we want to make sure that everybody knows those are the three options right away. Now, I've given you the Dorfon golf club to start off here. You've got the short one here. All right. And I want you to take your grip for me. I see you have an overlapping grip. Okay. Now, to make sure that you have the club in your hands correctly so the club is square when you put it down, the first thing we want to make sure you do when you hold the club right out in front of you like this, and actually I'm going to have you turn and face the camera a little bit more, is we want to make sure that this part of the club right here, where the face, where the club face, right here, meets the sole. This is called the leading edge right here, okay? And we want to make sure when we hold that leading edge or that club in front of us that that leading edge is straight up and down, because when I take my little toy here, my little magnet, and throw it on the club, we really want that horizontal or parallel to the ground, because if we know if you're holding the clubs like that, when you put it down for a right-handed golfer, it'll be closed, and the other way it's going to be open. So this is a great way for you to know right now whether or not you're square. And if you watch Tiger, just about every time before he hits a shot, you will see him walk into his shot from behind, and right before he puts that club down, he'll actually eyeball that club, get it right here like this, get a little feel, but make sure that leading edge is square so that when he puts it down, he doesn't have to manipulate it or turn it over or anything like that. Okay? So that's the first thing we need to do. We need to make sure that leading edge is up and down. If you'd hold the club again for me. Okay. Now, to make sure that you have it in your hands correctly, so that you can set and unset your hands when you get to the top of the swing, you need to be able to bring that club up and down just like this. Now if you turn sideways for me, show everybody how you're here, and then you're bringing it straight up. So you've got this motion now where we're setting and unsetting the wrist. This is the so you kind of feel that right there. Now, I'm going to have you do it with this club. We're going to take away, and you're going to feel a little different in the weight now. Yeah, the weight's going to go ahead and increase a little bit. Let's get that leading edge straight up and down. If you turn and face the camera again for everybody. All right. Turn and face the camera right there. Throw that on there. So as we can see, once again now, that's parallel to the ground. So you know in this position, if you were to just drop that club right down, you can see, and I know our viewers at home can't see that, but that is pointed pretty much parallel to what your target line would be. Okay. Okay. So we know we're good to go there. All right, hold the club right there for me. So now we're going to bring the club up here, straight left arm, relax your right arm. We're going to call this a 12 o'clock position. All right. We're going to tip the club to about 130. Yeah. Okay. And now I want you to just make a few chops for me right there, just like that. You feel that? Yep. And that's a great little exercise right there, keeping that left arm straight. You can even do this when it's really cold outside. And unset. Okay, now turn sideways so everybody can see you do it sideways. Okay. And go ahead and keep that arm. Yeah, you see how he's keeping that left arm nice and straight, and he's setting and unsetting the wrists. Okay. So now you know that you've got that club in your hand set correctly, so when you swing it up, it's going to be able to be set correctly. Now, when I go to 3 o'clock and when you go 3 o'clock right there, absolutely. So that's one way that we can tell, like I said, if we're square and we've got it set in our hands correctly, because we have to remember for the golf swing, we really kind of have three engines. We have our body or our torso, which makes a turn back and forth. We have our arms, which are going to swing from the torso. And then we have the wrists, which are going to snap the club. So if we want to make sure that that third gear can really fire, we need to make sure we can set and unset our hands on the club. All right. Okay. Good drill. I'm going to steal that back from you if I may. All right. Now, one of the things we need to make sure we can do to get that third gear, so to speak, firing a little better, is we need to do a little strengthening of it. Okay. Okay. So one of the things we can do at home, when we're watching Golf Center or any of the other fine shows here on WHHI-TV, is to work on our hands and wrists a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this right over here. I'm going to have you sit and face me if you could.
All right.
I'm going to have you put your legs kind of like that right there, one at a time. And I want you to just extend this right over here. And now I want you to do some simple wrist curls right there. And at home we can sit down and put them right there on our knee.
Okay.
And just kind of go up and down just like this. And now turn it over and go the other way.
All right. This is not the 12-ounce curl.
This is a 5-pound weight. You can do 3 or 5. I don't think you need to do any more than that.
12 ounces is not enough?
12 ounces, no, because generally if people have 12 ounces, the weight of those, they go from 12 to 10 to 8 to 6, and then they go 0, and then you have to start over again. So we found that doesn't always work out the best. Okay, so you can see how that works the wrists right there. So that's a good way. So really you can do them up and down. And like I said, in a chair is the best way to do it. Up and down, curl it, and you can do what we call ulnar deviation and take it up and down like that.
Now, should you do it almost in that casting motion?
This is where we're going next.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
so I'm going to push the chair out of the way now. I'm going to give you both of these.
All right.
Okay, face the camera for me if you would.
All right.
Put them both right here for me. Now we're going to work on not only supporting in your wrists here, but we're going to work on your arms a little bit.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do is just push them straight up. Hold them right there for a few seconds. Get them so they're straight up. Yeah,
Okay.
you feel that right there?
Yeah.
You can feel your lats stretching out.
Yeah.
Now just bring them right down. Now push it up again. You feel that right there? Now bring it down. So you've got that loose. Now bring them down to your side. Okay, now I'm going to have you bring them up like this, right there, and bring them right down.
Okay.
Up as high as you can, and bring them right down. Good job. Okay, now bring it up like this, and go up as high as you can. So this is a good way to alternate. We can go up, and then out. We call those butterflies.
Right.
Bring them down to touchdowns. Right there. Okay. And that's a great way, once again, to build up the arms and wrists to make sure that you've got a good grip on your club and a good start for the season.
An illegal procedure. Right?
And the legal procedure right there. We get delay a game and all those other things. So we hope that helps you start out the 2014 season properly. For my partner here, Bob Stevens, I'm PGA professional Chris Tremblay. We'll see you next time right here on Golf Center.